Welcome back to Parking Lot Takes. I'm Brandon. That's Christian.
And the wait for Jared Leto's losing streak might be over, but the conversation just started.
Yeah,
I'm about to start the Jared Leto fan club, bro.
Oh my god!
All of this hate on this guy. I mean, golly. It's like two things he did, and just like we're just crapping on him for the like. Sure, they're the two worst movies of those franchises.
Yes,
but like, how much of that is his fault?
Man, if Jared Leto has one hater in this world, it's me.
That's insane. You gotta have to explain that. He's a good actor. He won an Oscar
for Dallas Buyers Club, right? Yeah. So did Matthew McConaughey. Better performance in that film. Not that I've seen it.
Oh, why haven't you seen it, Brandon?
Just didn't really come across my desk.
You have a problem with transvestite prostitution?
Didn't seem like one I should watch at the age when it came out.
Very woke. I'm very open.
Yo, really? Okay, great. Tell us more about that.
We talk about Henry Cavill on the podcast.
Of course. And how you feel about him. Clearly.
We both had a moment.
That's true. I did get a lot of flack from Audrey for that podcast. She was like, that's on the internet.
Yep.
And I'm
I said he's covered in oil.
You said my boxers would drop. So that's out there.
Yep.
I love that. Is that going to be a bit for us now?
Let's do it.
That's lore. That's Parking Lot Takes lore. We're just going to go and know exactly what that means.
And that means climax.
Christian's all pass. Oh.
Slow one.
Really want to savor that.
We're going to edge this one, and then we're going to finish.
We're going to cut that. I'm
means
just kidding.
Peak.
Anytime we see something peak, we're just...
No, I mean, like, I don't like... Yeah, the you didn't like the Joker take. That's fine. Yeah. I don't think his acting as Joker is bad. I also don't think, like, Morbius portrayal is necessarily terrible or like the acting's awful. Yeah. I just think consistently everything around the story, the writing's just not there. I just think like we're hating on him a little too much. I agree. He's a whack person. Like way out there. Weird. Like what he did behind the scenes on Suicide Squad, unwarranted, super uncomfortable.
Very much out
Where did he get used condoms, you think?
He used them himself.
Do you think he really did?
It would not surprise me.
What qualifies as used?
What? Do you want to go into this, Christian?
I don't know.
So,
is it just open?
No. When I think used, I think it's been used for the act. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is just open. Where do you think he got? You think he's going up to homeless people on the street, or like
maybe tried it on?
Just tried on.
Yep. He said the Magnum's too small. But he only needs 30 seconds to Mars, baby.
30 seconds to climax. That's his offshoot band. Oh, Jared Leto.
I feel like I'm about to start the fan club because people are hating on him so much. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, can we just freaking chill out? Like, yeah, he was in Suicide Squad. He was the Joker. You don't like it. Get over it. Everyone freaking loved him in Snyder Cut, so let's just shut up. For the most part, from what I understood, the consensus was, like that's it. If anything, he had screen presence in Suicide Squad. When he walked into a room, you could visibly see people be uncomfortable on screen, and I felt that way. He felt so erratic. I think that's fine. Morbius, terrible movie. Just terrible movie. His acting is not the problem with that. Yeah, no. Not at all. Okay? Blade Runner, he's very good at.
I think he's good Blade Runner, yeah.
He's consistently good in sci-fi. American Psycho. Win.
Yeah. True. I just think
Fight Club.
I just think it's fun to hate him.
No.
It's so fun.
He is self-financing Tron.
So, okay. I see why you would be a fanboy then, of course. Because this is the movie made for you.
You could just stop saying that. The movies that they make for me are the number one movies.
Do you want to talk about the trailer?
Tron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a new Tron trailer.
I'm scared.
Tron Ares. Really?
Yeah.
I
don't know. I don't know the story. We see more of the world than we see the grid.
Yes.
I am hoping that that's not their shock and awe. It's like, we're bringing Tron, like the grid
into the real world.
And that's I think that's
very original,
kind of lame. But yeah, Jared Leto's playing a program. Ares, Evan Peters is playing
the villain.
The villain. I think people think he's gonna be basically. He would be Cillian Murphy's son from Legacy, is what the theory is. I might be butchering that. So he would be in Tron. In the first Tron, Jeff Bridges is trying to protect his source code from this bad guy who's a part of Incom.
Yeah.
And they're battling out. So that guy's Evan Peters is that guy's son.
Yes, gotcha.
It's tough. I'm more concerned about music. Now, I've talked to some of my buddies, and they really think the music's going to be fine. I don't doubt Nine Inch Nails. I'm just telling you what I heard. The Tron theme is iconic.
It absolutely
is iconic. Absolutely. Daft Punk, what they did for that movie is just iconic, man. It was so ahead of its time. Like, that just ushered in a new wave of movies and storytelling, Tron Legacy. I don't feel, based on what I heard, now it's a trailer, I understand, I'll need to hear more. It didn't sound super it sounded like Tron.
It does.
But it doesn't sound reminiscent of Daft Punk. Mm-hmm. So I need that classic
something in there.
That classic theme they would do. You can expound upon it. You can absolutely add to it, do different things. But I want the source code of the
still
theme
feel like Tron.
to still feel like Tron. Yeah. That's going to be more important than anything. But I think it's going to be fine. Jeff Bridges seems to be happy with it.
Yeah.
I like Jared Leto. This seems to be a labor of love for Jared Leto. Mm-hmm. I want him to have his franchise. So, and we don't I'm fine with his Joker. I would have liked to see more of it. Everyone's like, nope, get him out of here. Let's double down and make the most boring Joker ever.
Yeah. Joaquin?
Yeah. And whatever. I want him to have his franchise. I don't care if they wanted to bring him back as Morbius. I think he could be Morbius. I think he could. I don't think but I want him to have his franchise, and he's self-financing it. He's producing it. Feels like a labor of love to me.
Yeah.
I think I'd be really yes, this is the nail in the coffin. If this sucks, we can just label Jared Leto as yeah, you're done. You're blacklisted.
We're cutting him.
You're done.
He's out.
But it's never been I don't think you can point to a movie where it's the movie is fantastic, Jared Leto sucks in this.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Mm-hmm. He's just been okay or good in a movie that's really, really bad.
Yeah.
But Blade Runner,
the selling
Blade
point
Runner's
Morbius.
A fantastic movie. 2049.
Yeah.
And he's a good performance in that.
Yeah.
So it's not I get that.
I'm about to start the fan club because I'm just tired of people being oh, it's Jared Leto. I'm can we just shut up, please?
If this movie sucks, though, are we disbanding it?
Huh?
If this movie sucks,
I will gladly start and then end the fan club and deny my own membership.
I never started this club. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I think the trailer...
It looks good.
Looks visually gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I think that's all I got from it.
Yep, exactly.
And I don't want to say that as a mark against it. I want to say that as they didn't show us much. No. There's not a lot of dialogue. It's more just the shock and awe of Grid in the real world, cool visuals. So it's I didn't have a lot to sink my teeth into, but I also, because I didn't have a lot to sink my teeth into, it doesn't necessarily get me all that much more excited for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think maybe if we get another trailer and I can see a little bit more of what's going on in the world, maybe I am a little bit more excited. But all I came out of this going was, sounds kind of like Tron, looks visually stunning.
You need to rewatch Legacy.
I'm going to watch it. I will absolutely rewatch it before this movie. I'm saving, honestly, to watch it because I think about it twice a week now because of you. I'm saving to watch it the week before we go see this movie. That way it's fresh in my mind. Maybe I'll watch it, we'll talk about it on the podcast, and then the next week we'll go see Tron.
That might be a top 5 Disney movie for me. Tron Legacy.
Wow.
I just rewatched it Saturday.
Really?
I think it's so good.
Is that your second time this year?
It's my 4th time this year.
Oh my gosh.
It's so It's so darn rewatchable. It's insane.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it. But I want to save it. I want to experience it, be fresh, go into Tron Ares. Yeah. That way I can kind of have an accurate feeling of the...
Save your Superman, your Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I'm going to save that. Reload. I like to retain those and really make sure they count.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just throwing him. I'm just slinging him out.
Slinging it. Okay. Well, I'm just
like
a little
Jared
bit more...
Leto out here, bro.
Just using him and throwing him around.
I'm so method.
That's what I thought, though. Visually, gorgeous.
I'm of the same mind. I don't know if there's much to pick apart. Like,
I was wondering if you were going to be super pumped from this.
I'm like excited, but I didn't see anything that was like, oh my gosh, it's back. Like
your reaction, like on the channel, wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing ever.
It looks,
but
awesome.
You were like, this looks really great.
Yeah.
So
what's crazy to me is it doesn't like look leaps and bounds better than Legacy. Which I don't think is a mark. I think this is a testament to Legacy.
Which is so funny because of what I said about Tron Legacy.
Yeah, you're wild for. I just don't think the CGI is there. Like that's so insane. Oh my gosh,
I have not seen this movie in
but
10
so
years.
much of it is practical. It would blow your mind how much of it's practical.
Wow, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, like all the suits and the lights are practical.
Yeah, I think I did
which
know
is
that.
huge.
The discs are practical too. I
yes,
think, right? Yeah.
And even the stuff with the disc battles and the light cycle fight.
Yes.
It looks so good.
That's so funny. We'll see.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm down.
It's out there.
I'm giving Jared Leto his chance.
I am too. I'm not counting this out.
He's never turned in like an awful performance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. You cannot like his take on the Joker. I don't think that means his acting's bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't say his acting was bad in that. I just didn't. Yeah, I just didn't like the character choice.
Yeah.
The
and you know what?
Acting choice.
Sure.
But he was good for what he was trying to do.
And at some point, that stops falling on him and falls on the director for letting him do that.
Yeah, I think they let him be a little too much Jared Leto. They should have honed him in a little bit more.
Sure.
That's just kind of what I think. But we'll see. When does this come out? Is it the summer?
October.
No, so it's fall. Dang, we got a long ways to go for this.
My birthday.
Is it on your birthday or just
It's
your
close.
birthday month? Really?
Yeah, it's like the week after.
Nice. That's sick.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to pay you to meet, or pay you. I'm going to pay for you to meat Jared Leto on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe we'll go to the premiere.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
Let's manifest.
Let's call our shot. We're like, go to the premiere. We're so excited. That sucked.
That movie was awful. Jared Leto's done. Blacklisted.
In what universe does Disney Channel allow Jared Leto to self-finance one of their movies?
Yeah, wild actor to do that.
Yeah. That's a lot of trust.
Yes, and somebody who is an interesting track record.
I'm very curious. I will have to, obviously we'll get more of it, but I'm very curious. I'm a Guy Ritchie guy.
That's the only trailer we got this week.
No, we had a request from the Codester.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry again.
The Codester.
Friend of the show. He asked us to chat about, it's the Fountain of Youth, right?
Fountain of Youth, yeah.
Yeah. We were watching the trailer, and I was like, it's shot like a Guy Ritchie movie. It does not sound like a Guy Ritchie movie, and it's not written by Guy Ritchie.
The dialogue doesn't sound like a Guy Ritchie movie.
Dialogue doesn't sound very Guy Ritchie at all. I feel like it feels like Red Notice. I don't think it feels like insane. I'm gonna watch it. It's a great actor. There's some great actors in it. John Krasinski, Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Isa Gonzalez, who's in a couple of she's in Ministry of Ungenly Warfare, some other things. So I'm very intrigued.
Have you seen Ambulance?
No.
By Michael Bay?
Yeah, no.
She's in that movie. You should watch that and we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Random sidetrack.
Looks interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I can say about it. It's not. It doesn't feel like Guy Ritchie to me, so
it does feel a little different.
Yeah.
The dialogue was what was throwing me off.
Sorry, spit on you. It shot a lot like Operation Fortune. It's shot a lot like Operation Fortune. Like it feels like some of the car chases, like some of the shots are super reminiscent of Operation Fortune.
Yeah.
If you have not seen that, underrated. It's awesome. Aubrey Plaza, Jason Statham, they're hilarious. Hugh Grant, hilarious. Have you seen that movie? Fantastic. I don't think it got a theater release.
I don't think you did.
But it's so fun.
Really? What was it on?
No, I think it just like went straight to like, it didn't stream at all. I had to buy it.
Oh wow! So
I would have seen it in theaters.
Video pay or whatever, pay-per-view.
maybe I missed it.
I think it did.
I was looking for it in the theater, and I never got a shot. So
that's interesting. I know what it is. I mean, I remember Jason Statham. But
there's a line. There's like in the trailer. I remember cracking up, and he's like, "I told you to meet me out front." And Jason Statham to Aubrey Plaza.
I told you to meet me out front.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah," or she told you to meet me in the what was it? It's something. She's like, yeah, they usually put the Olympic-sized pools in the front, something like that. She's really great in that movie.
That's fun.
But yeah, so it doesn't have the quippiness. It sounds like, but whatever. What was there something else?
Let's see.
Killers of Killers.
Predator of Killers. Animated.
I would like to say something.
Yes.
Our first podcast episode on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You mentioned Prey.
I did.
As being, or it might be our second.
No,
I think it was it anticipated? No, it was anticipated.
Because talked about Predator Badlands.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I said, I want Predator versus Vikings.
You did.
Let's go!
It's there. So it looks like it's across multiple points in history.
Yeah.
Which I think is so unique. So the animation is like, have you seen Arcane?
Yep. It looks just like Arcane.
So it looks just like Arcane, and it feels very flawless.
Sure.
Very good. So this came out of nowhere. I had no clue that this was dropping this year. I was flipping through TikTok, and I saw this, and I was like, what? And for a split second, I thought, oh, wait, did I miss something? Is Badlands going to be animated? But it's a totally different one. Killer of Killers. I think it looks so good.
It's sick.
It looks really sick. I'm honestly so down for it to be animated.
Yeah.
Because of the choice that they took. I think if they went other routes, maybe I wouldn't be as on board. But for this, it looks violent. It looks brutal. I think it plays very well into the animation. I was pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely.
You're right. Vikings, dude. Yeah, I thought that was so fun. What a delightful surprise.
That was awesome.
Especially, so the director of Prey is also doing this.
Yep.
It said it in the trailer. So I'm like on board for that as well. Mm-hmm. So, I guess we're getting 2 Predator projects then in the same year.
Sick.
That's so cool. And we're getting Alien Earth, which is a show.
I'll be curious about that.
I am kind of curious about that, yeah. Especially because of how good Alien Romulus was. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be good. We'll see. When did it say it's dropping? Is it this year?
Yeah, June.
Dude, that's so soon.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping it was sooner. Sick. I hope it was like next month.
Yeah,
like
that'd be so cool. Because Predator Badlands probably won't drop till towards the end of the year, I would think.
Yeah.
Dude, when are we going to watch and review A Working Man?
Yeah, can we?
We should do that.
I like Jason Statham. He's my he's
the same
You don't
character.
like him?
He's the same character in every movie,
that's the point.
I could just care less.
You know he was like a black market criminal before he was an actor?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, he was a high diver, swimmer, black market criminal guy.
What a combo. High diver and black market criminal?
And I just want to say, if you look at him, that's exactly how I would describe him.
I've seen him in a Speedo.
Yeah, I agreed. It's a handful.
Oh, gosh. You got to stop this.
No. It's lore.
Hello.
That's what I imagine it'd be like. I think he's so fun.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. The Beekeeper was a fun time, but it's an awful movie. And I just think this is going to be the same
I agree
one.
with you.
It's
Exactly.
kind of
Exactly.
I think it would be a fun time to watch it.
Say what you want. Jason Statham has the best fight physicality out of any actor.
You mean in just like his presence?
Physicality presence during fight choreography is excellent. It is a feast for the eyes. He's so smooth, and just how he moves, it's good. No one really fights like him. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's unique.
Would you say, like, outside of, like, just, like, martial arts? Because I think there's a lot of actors who are, like, more, like, for example, I'm trying to think of his name. Like, I'm thinking of martial arts specific actors like Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen.
Yes,
things like
outside
that.
of those guys.
That's what I'm saying. Because
Yes.
I can think of like some performances where I'm like, those are fantastic.
Actor.
They're actors, but they're really good at martial arts. I feel like they bring the physicality to it. For him, who maybe maybe he does have a background in martial arts. I don't know.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
So I mean, I guess
Not as good as Jackie Chan. But like
course.
anyone in any Marvel movie,
Yes.
anyone in Fast and the Furious, anyone in what's the other one he did?
The Megalodon.
He just has good physicality. He brings a good physicality.
He does. I mean, you feel his punches.
Yeah.
Like
so I
in The
like
Beekeeper.
him for that.
Yeah.
All right. You ready? We're doing
do it.
Q's and takes.
Q's and takes.
I'm gonna set an 8-minute timer, not to exceed.
Okie dokie.
We'll see what we do.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. I think I have this ready. Let's see. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready.
Yeah. You ready? You want me to start it? I can start off. So we're going to do questions back and forth for 8 minutes. Forgot to also say, we will be reviewing Daredevil at the end of the episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Our bad. All right.
Good.
So we'll go back and forth.
Yeah.
Till 8 minutes are up.
Yep.
And if we're close, we'll just finish it out.
Absolutely. All right. Do you wanna say that one more time? Q and takes.
Yeah. So we're gonna do Q and takes.
This is a cool segment.
Yeah.
So let's
questions and your takes. I ask you questions. You give me your take. Funny, serious, whatever you want to write down.
do
That's
it.
what we did.
Sweet. Start me off.
All right. Ready? What's your opinion on Scott Pilgrim versus is it Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Love that movie.
Awesome.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
It's such a unique humor blended with like this like nerdy charm. It's so great. I love Edgar Wright. I think Edgar Wright is fantastic director. He's done some really cool stuff. Scott Pilgrim versus the World is very nostalgic. Like I just remember as a kid, it's funny. You've got like the over the top action moments with Chris Evans and things like that. And I'm just like, gosh, it's so charming and so likable. And it's such a good movie. Great movie. I love Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Got a lovely steelbook at home. Are you ready?
Yep.
If you could marry one movie, what would it be?
I don't even want to tell you.
Oh, no. Did you have one immediately pop in your head?
Yeah.
What is it?
My number one movie of all time.
Go ahead.
I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it now.
No, you're going to say it.
I'm going to marry A New Hope.
You're going to marry New Hope?
Yeah.
You think A New Hope is that fine?
I hate you. You know what? You're right. It's The Gentleman. The Gentleman's so stylish, bro.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that.
Gentleman is stylish.
It's
hot.
stylish.
It's
Hot.
modern.
It's sexy.
It's got Matthew McConaughey in it. Colin Farrell, Charlie Hunnam.
Oh,
One
of
for
course
each of
you
them.
will. You really are just slinging it around,
Yeah, I'm
aren't
just slinging them around.
you? You're going to marry The Gentleman.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
All right.
I could marry any of these movies behind me.
Yeah. I was leaning more towards in like not necessarily your favorite, but more just like which do you like the style, the aesthetic, the feel of it the most? Gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have known that.
I was thinking maybe you'd come up with something more interesting.
Something
but...
creative.
All right, hit me.
Alrighty. All right. What the heck? I lost everything.
Nice.
Went all the way to the bottom. Alrighty. What's your least favorite thing about me?
No, this is not a therapy session, dog.
No, this is what causes a therapy session.
When this is I hate you for this.
You can just tell me. I'm gonna ask you what your favorite thing of it to make me feel better.
Like The Gentleman, when you fixate on something, you are all in, dude. Yeah. You are all in, and my opinion just doesn't matter at all.
You're gonna have to explain that more.
You're such a nice guy to where you're like, yeah, wrong. You're like, yeah, I hear you, but you're wrong. It's so good. It's peak. The Gentleman, this, and this. You're just absolutely wrong. Just L take, and you're just brutal about it.
I didn't say any of those things.
I know. I'm just being dramatic about it. You just are. You hear me, but I don't.
I can tell you everything you said about The Gentleman. I totally heard you.
No, I know. You hear me, but then with your response, I think sometimes I'm like, he hears me, but like, it doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't get it. That's the difference. It's like, you can't see my perspective.
I see your perspective. I just think so? I think you're being low on it for no reason. Like, I think you think there are better movies, and I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I think I don't, unless you can improve upon the movie, it's not a fair critique to say the dialogue is fine or it's good. So you'd have to provide instances in the movie where then it's not good or it's not great. And I think all the dialogue is great, and you just didn't do that. You just told me, like, that's like a pet peeve is like when someone's like, it sucks or his acting's bad. Why? Like, I need a why, otherwise I can't do anything with that. I can't chew on it because otherwise I just have to take you out. Like, all you're telling me is like, I'm not saying it, but when someone says that to me, the only thing for me to respond is go, oh, okay, cool. You're right. Yeah.
No,
and it's not proving anything to me. It's just telling me your opinion. So in that instance, you were trying to convince me that it was not a top 10 movie. And all you could say was, it's like, the dialogue is fine. There's great moments, whatever. Yeah. That you could not get into any specific reasoning. I think,
I completely
and I
get what you're saying.
And I quoted the movie at you.
Yes,
so.
I completely get what you're saying. I think that's the difference between you and me, is if you look at me and give me your opinion, I'm trying to think how to word this. If you give me your opinion, I think it's valid from the get-go. I think you need something to validate it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I don't typically always ask why. You do ask why. I think that's one of the differences between us, which I think there's pros and cons to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think if I'm not asking why, somebody can give a general opinion and that makes sense. But for you, you need a little bit more to chew on. Like you just said it. And I think that is a difference of, I in my head have my general opinion. I'm not thinking of something specific because I haven't watched it recently. But you need this specificity to think that my opinion's valid. Sure. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I think your opinion's valid.
I know,
I want you to change my mind. Like, yes, I want you to convince me. So that's why when it's just like, it's bad or it's not as good as you think it is, you need to tell me why.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, you're kind of alone in that because I've only had support.
Let's back up for a second here. Okay. But I love that movie.
No, I know.
I don't think I'm alone in saying that it's not in the top 10, everybody's top 10.
As far as our community, you are.
I just don't think that when I'm hearing the greatest movies of all time, I've never heard The Gentleman.
But that's not what this is.
But in your top 10...
That's not greatest movie of all time. That's a different list, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oppenheimer's over The Gentleman. It's more impressive. There's movies more impressive than The Gentleman, hands down.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you that. Ford versus Ferrari is more of an accomplishment than The Gentleman. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of movies. There's a lot that I put over it.
I just from my experience, all I can speak from in my experience is when I've talked to people about The Gentleman, I've never heard them say, "Oh, top 10 movie." Now maybe they just didn't tell me, but I've never heard that.
Top 10 movie for me.
Now,
I'm not saying it should be in your top 10.
Since we started this though, I've absolutely heard it. You, Caden. I mean, we've talked to people like in the community who are of that mind, or other Guy Ritchie movies apparently too. So, like, I'm starting to see that more people consider these movies to be in the top 10. It doesn't change my mind, but all that being said, I think you sometimes need a more specific point to kind of really think through it. And so when we come to these conversations, sometimes I say a general opinion, and you're like, I don't get it. And so that's where it's like,
sure,
there's a little bit of a disconnect.
I don't want to be proving your point. I just don't get it. I see what you're saying, but to me, that's the equivalent of me being like, yeah, the Dark Knight story sucks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you're just like, okay. I'm like, no, you need to tell me why it sucks.
Yeah.
That's
why I said there's pros and cons.
I don't feel that way, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I'm
gonna clip that out on my own.
I've already done myself that damage. Dude.
It's true.
I've already sold myself down that river.
That's right. Yeah.
But that's be the difference. Like part of this, when we were talking about laying out goals for all of us, I never wanted to be a complainer.
Yeah.
I did not want to be a critic. I wanted to always offer my opinion and a solution. Mm-hmm. So if I'm gonna critique what someone created, I'm gonna put myself on the line and create as well. So I'm gonna give an opinion, or I'm gonna give an option that's open to criticism. That's not just you're feeling your opinion's stupid. That's why when you said that to me, I responded with like instances of great dialogue. And that you might not think that, and you could just say that. I don't think those are great moments, but that would be an example of when I just need more. But yeah, no, I think that.
I think that's just. I mean, I will say, I think that's what makes this fun.
I'm validating that I have that character trait 100%.
You do have that character
trait. I just disagreed with the exact instance you brought up.
Yes, that's fine. That's fair.
Because I think I was just harping on the Dark Knight and you wanted to tear me down a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
You think so?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair. Yeah, I think that's definitely just the difference, but it makes it fun.
Yeah. All right, you're up.
You keep me on my toes.
We're already at 10 minutes.
Oh, man. I don't care. All right. Pitch me the best streaming service and why. There's TV and there's movies.
Disney Plus.
You think there's a strong case for Disney Plus?
Yeah, you always know it's going to be on Disney Plus. It's got Pixar, it's got Star Wars, Marvel, and then the classic Disney movies.
Let me tweak it.
It's got Tron.
Oh my gosh. Let me tweak the question just slightly. Original content that they have produced.
Okay.
I think that's more interesting. Because I think you're right. I think your opinion is absolutely right. Because it's Disney.
Yeah, they own everything.
They own everything. Original content that they've created.
Max might have higher highs, but I don't know if a higher high than more of an accomplishment than Stranger Things. Like I would almost want to give it to Netflix just for Stranger Things, but
no, Game of Thrones.
Right, but I think, in my opinion, Stranger Things is better than Game of Thrones.
What? Really?
Yeah, I do.
Why do you think that?
You
don't have to go specific.
I think
details,
that just because I think Stranger Things accomplishes something without putting boobs in it. And I'm not saying that's the only thing, but I'm just saying I think the fact that it meets it and doesn't do the sex stuff, which is like a big draw to that movie.
Yeah.
No, or that show, and I'm not saying you watched it for that. I did not watch it for that. I enjoyed the story. I think it's great. But the books don't really have any of that stuff in it. Yeah. That stuff is added into the show for the sake of the show. It's not faithful to the book at all.
Yeah.
It does not go into the detail that the book does at all. So for that, they added in the show to get viewership, to have the sex appeal.
Yeah.
And I think Stranger Things gets close enough without doing it, so I give it to them. Plus, that's an original series that someone's writing versus this is adaptations.
Mm-hmm. I think the story, I think if I take the sex appeal out of it, I think the story, the characters, I think the world, I like a lot more than Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'm giving you that. But read the books.
If I'm just doing your point as far as that is concerned, yeah, I'd give it to Stranger Things, but I would still put Game of Thrones well over
That's
Stranger
just going to be a personal thing at the end.
Yeah,
of it.
I think
there's not going to be an argument like you need to prove to me.
I know. Yeah,
that's just you love watching
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. It's awesome. I love Stranger Things.
I'm not a fan of all the other things that they added. I'm with you,
but I think there's something to be said for like Max is kind of just adapting a bunch of stuff. They don't really produce a lot of original shows. They adapt video games. Their biggest stuff is adapting books and video games. Yeah. And Netflix, Stranger Things is completely original. It has put so many actors on the map.
Yeah.
More so than Game of Thrones did.
Yeah, I mean, there's other
Emilia Clarke
Max shows and things like that. Jason Momoa, Kit Harington.
I mean, there's a few.
The guy from Eternals, one of the brother.
Almost all of the Stranger Things actors are going on to do good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm thinking of more shows. I would probably give it more to Max, but I think Netflix is a really solid choice.
I think other than Stranger Things, Max is winning.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
You just hold Stranger Things that high, essentially.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the greatest.
I think it's fantastic.
It's original.
It's original. It's great.
It's up there. I mean, and if they end right, then it's got something over Game of Thrones.
That's fair.
Dude, how do you feel about House of the Dragon?
I love it.
Really? I do not care.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care in that you just not buying into the characters, the story, or do you feel like it's slower paced?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the show. I'm just not invested because I just think it's drawn out. We want to try and lightning in a bottle Game of Thrones again. That's all. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just telling you, as someone who watched Game of Thrones, is like, yeah, it's good. In my opinion, it's no Lord of the Rings. I like Stranger Things more. Stranger Things appeals to a wider audience. Mm-hmm. That just, in my opinion, makes Stranger Things better. There's just a lot of things I give to other shows that, I mean, it's like, yeah, I feel like, do you think it's that hard to write a show like Game of Thrones and it be popular? Look at The Witcher. The Witcher is so popular, and the writing is not near at the same level, but it's so popular.
Yeah, and I think that's it's a popular game series.
Yeah,
I mean, The Witcher 3 book series, you're exactly right. So I think it does have the appeal. That's kind of hard. Like, I almost want to lean more towards like, do you ever watch like Vikings or The Last Kingdom? Those are
Last Kingdom's so good.
Yeah, like those are shows that are good. Try to do some of that a little differently.
None of them do them as well.
That's what I'm saying, is they don't do them quite as well. The Witcher, I think, has going for it the video game, the books, things like that. It's got a fan base built into it, essentially. And you're bringing Henry Cavill into it, who, is widely beloved. So I think I personally, I'm such a huge fantasy guy that, like, I love Lord of the Rings. So for me, I bought into Game of Thrones from the get-go, from season 1. I was like, the world is interesting, the characters are interesting, so I carried it all the way through, fell in love with the show. So I think more of that I'm fine with. And I think that it's different and interesting enough in these characters and what they're doing that I completely bought into House of the Dragon. I think season 1 is really good. I thought season 2 was great. It just elevated what we did in season 1. So maybe that's just because I love the world. I love Westeros, and I think it's really cool. But I think House of the Dragon is great. I mean, just the dialogue and
by the way, they lost me in season 2. I had seen season 1 and I liked it. Season 2 lost me. It just dragged its feet too much.
Man, I think it just pays off so well. I'm completely fine.
Yeah.
Just sitting with these characters for a few episodes, just feeling it out. You've got the political aspects of it. You got the family dynamics and all of that. Seeing it play, I'm just locked into.
Yeah, I think it's just a personal thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with the show.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I think it's just not grabbing me.
We're getting another one this year, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's like a spinoff. We'll see. I have no idea how it's going to be.
I just want my Jon Snow show.
I hope that happens.
They're getting a game.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that. You know what's getting a game? Have you seen the stuff for Dune?
Yeah.
It looks really interesting. I'm very curious.
All right, ready?
Yep.
What actor makes you question your straightness the most?
Why do you put me in these scenarios?
It's funny.
What actor?
We're not going to do actresses.
Obviously.
So we gotta go gay.
We gotta just go for it. Makes me question my straightness. I feel like there's just gonna be a running theme here on this podcast.
I have a different name.
Who do you think I'm thinking of?
I think you're thinking of Henry Cavill.
I'm thinking of Henry Cavill.
Yeah. Can I give you another one?
I watch him in interviews and I'm like,
yeah,
this man is the coolest person I've ever freaking seen. Like when he's talking about Warhammer, adorable. So adorable.
Oh yeah. Can I give you another person? And you tell me what you think?
Yeah.
This might be my number one. Charlie Hunnam.
You're just like a rustic man.
Yeah, I want to be taken care of, Brandon.
I want him to cook me dinner.
No, I want him to have rough
and take
hands.
me to bed. Oh my god! You want to feel his rough calluses across your skin.
I want to ride on the back of his motorcycle.
Was he in
Sons
of Anarchy?
Yeah.
Ah, that's right. Show I haven't watched.
There's a specific picture of Charlie Hunnam I am thinking of, and I'm like, that's the most handsome man on the planet.
You're thinking of? Pull up your phone right now. See your camera roll.
Ask your question.
Okay. If you could live in one movie universe, what would it be? It can be a universe, it can be a world, it can be a world within a movie. I'll let you kind of pick. I have something in my brain, and I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
You live in this universe.
It's hard for me to not pick. Oh, Middle Earth.
That's what I thought you might pick.
It's between that and Star Wars. I'd love to have armor and a helmet. I'm like obsessed with that concept.
Don't you think though Middle Earth would be kind of rough to live in?
Where are we? Is this how I want it to be? Because I'd be living in the Shire, bro.
That's a good point. You'd be drinking and
I'd be going
being married,
going up to the prancing pony.
Yeah,
chilling, having a pint,
writing a book, hanging out with your buddies.
Yeah, that's a life, bro.
Have a little.
The Shire is something
halfling
else.
Children.
The Shire is something else.
Yeah, it really is. Middle Earth. You know what I was thinking? Oh, this one.
They're all good. That's him as Jax. He's shirtless in that one.
Holy cow!
Don't show the camera.
Yeah, we're gonna get blocked for.
But like,
he's a good-looking dude.
Green Arrow.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
He's
a good pick.
I think he's so handsome.
He's a good pick for
and
that,
he's British.
but I don't think he holds a candle to Henry Cavill.
Sure. I think that's fair. I'm just saying like
that's just your personal appearance preference. Like you just
I think they're both kind of great. I'm just saying this is from an interview he did when he was doing promo for King Arthur, and I was like, that's just the most suave, handsome man on the planet.
Okay.
But
I think he's handsome. You're exactly right.
We're tied, or like they're all tied though.
I mean, we're nitpicking here.
Yeah,
these are gorgeous men. Okay. Clip that out. Why don't you?
Did you ask me? Oh no, I asked you.
I asked you. What movie universe?
Oh yeah.
Would you like to live in?
Middle Earth. I think it would be cool. I think it'd be cool to be Star Wars 2. But if I could live in the Shire, have no problems, no worries, and just wake up, hang out with my buddies, go adventure, walk down trails, like, come on.
Star Wars would probably be up there for me. You know the one I thought of though?
What?
The Oasis from Ready Player One. I think that would be so sick.
Yeah, but then you live in the crappy real world.
Yeah, I guess I mean in Oasis. I'm kind of omitting.
So that's like having technology in your life today.
But
that's not living in the world of a movie. So it's different.
Yeah, and that's why what I was going to say was it's kind of cheating to say the Oasis. I think if I wasn't cheating, I would absolutely say Star Wars. But if I could cheat a little bit, I would say the Oasis.
I think there's a higher probability of dying in Star Wars, but way more adventure to be had.
True.
Yeah. So, if you could describe... If you could describe your future wedding night as an animal, what animal would it be?
Audrey, don't watch this. If you're watching this, stop now.
You could be tame, or you could be a tiger.
If I could describe it in one animal. So, have you seen recent news of a recent species that has come back from extinction? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know what I would be on my wedding night?
What?
A dire wolf.
Nice.
I'm being very serious. I saw it today. They genetically modified a gray wolf. and like put it into the genomes, and the direwolf's back after 10,000 years.
That's crazy.
So imagine me as a majestic direwolf.
Yep.
Gnarly predator.
Yep.
On my wedding night.
Yep.
You think about that tonight, Christian.
Bestiality. Nice. I won't be thinking about that, Audrey. Yeah.
That's funny.
Go.
All right. What is one movie from your childhood that you loved that did not age well? Like you watched it recently or in past years and gone, ooh, this not what I thought it was.
I'll say ever since I started reading comics, I've gotten really low on the Snyder Cut universe.
Really? Tell me more about that.
Because I don't think Zack Snyder freaking understands the characters. I think he wanted to make the movie he wanted to make to do the conversation he wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he really took into account what he was going to be doing. He made me think as an impressionable 13-year-old that Batman killed people in the Dark Knight Returns run, and that was the character of Superman. Like I just took that as him, and I think, oh, that's a stylistic choice that makes sense. I really, after reading comics and listening to him talk in interviews, I just don't think he gets it. Like I think he was too selfish and he wanted to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I'm getting really low. Like I get really low on it because in what universe are you going to quantify that Batman kills but Joker's still alive?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he killed Dick Grayson in that universe. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna kill all these random Soho like low level bad guys who are probably just trying to feed their freaking families, but he's not gonna kill the Joker.
Yeah,
stupid.
Yeah.
So I've got
it's a
really
huge
low on
stylistic choice. Absolutely.
I think it's like you just don't understand, and you wanted to do something. You just want to do what you want to do.
Do you think if you read comics before that, you would have bought into the stylistic choice of
no,
this is very different?
I don't think I ever would have been on board.
Really?
I can get on board with Superman, Batman now. Superman to me, in all the animated stuff, Superman's always kind of a jerk. He's always kind of like, not the Superman animated series, but like Justice League Unlimited and Young Justice. He's stoic. People are nervous around him. Yeah. They treat him like, I just remember certain scenes, like there's the freaking fight between Shazam and Superman.
Yeah.
And Unlimited, like they portray him to be kind of a jerk and overly stoic and not super kind and compassionate. Yeah. So it's not as far. I don't think that's like terrible. I don't think him killing Zod's as big of a deal, but I do think the Pa Kent's stupid, and I think Batman killing is stupid if you're not going to kill the Joker.
I think that is
the only way I would have given him a pass if they made the Joker Jason Todd and he refused to kill Jason Todd.
Yeah,
I would have been on board for that. But that's not what they did.
No.
I would have been like, okay, that makes sense why he's not dead. Because Batman, he just literally can't. That's his son.
Yeah.
But in what universe is he going to just take out low-level bad guys, constantly shoot people, hit people with his cart, but not kill the Joker? Yeah. That doesn't make sense to me. I just don't think he gets it.
Yeah, I think that is an interesting choice. I just think from the moment I watched Man of Steel, I just kind of bought in that this is very different, and I just got on board with it. If that makes sense.
I can too.
Because like I read
Man of Steel's not my problem.
Superman was never like my go-to comics as a kid, but I had read a couple of them, like a couple runs, I guess you could say. And watching all the animated stuff, I get all of that. But when I saw Man of Steel, I just thought, this is very different, but I'm all for it. Like I'm here for it.
I don't have as big of a problem with Man of Steel as Batman v Superman, personally. Like the Batman stuff I think is bad. Like I just hate that choice.
I don't think the Batman stuff is bad. I think your point about the Joker is a glaring contradiction. Yes. But I think the Batman killing stuff is not. But I don't think it's understanding
the character. Like when I tell you when he's like, I based this on the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. Like that's no, you didn't. Like it's not you copied one scene and had two lines that are close.
There's inspiration from it though. You
sure, in the Superman Batman fight, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Superman Batman fight.
This Batman feels a little more like that.
I'm gonna kill this and then I believe you.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
But he made me think Batman kills people willy-nilly in this. No, that he does not.
Yeah.
He's drastically different than what he wrote.
Yes.
I think I don't like personally like that movie. I've always been a supporter of that movie. And after reading the comics, I can't get on board with V Superman. I don't think it's a hot pile garbage. I just think that choice is bad, and it over time it just doesn't make me feel like you understand the characters. Like you just want to do what you want to do too much.
Yeah, I just don't think that even though he's choosing his style, makes it a worse movie.
It's not his style.
I think you just don't like the choices that he made in the writing of it.
You think he perfectly understands the characters?
No.
Okay, that's my whole point. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think, I like I'm saying, with Man of Steel and with these movies, I just think I've accepted that they are different. They're not the true to character versions that we've gotten from the comics, that they're different enough that I have accepted that it does feel different. So the story choices that you say, oh, I just don't like that, I see some of the contradictions if I'm looking at who the character is from the comics, but if I'm looking at just the movie, I'm thinking it's not that bad. Like, it's just a different choice.
Sure, I'm just telling you the reasoning he gave, I just openly disagree with the reasoning. Like, when I'm telling you, because I was a big supporter for a long time. I listened to him talk about it. I was like, yeah. I started reading comics, and it feels like I'm like, this guy doesn't get it. Like, this guy should not be in charge of...
Yeah, he definitely took his flair and style.
Yeah,
I mean, if you watch some of his other movies, this is completely his movie.
Yeah.
He took these characters and put it into his style.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is fine. I think you can do that. That's what Nolan did with Batman, so we should get over it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
so,
absolutely. You just don't like how he changed the character, I guess.
No, I don't like that he compared it to a comic at all. Okay. Like I you should never have done that, because I think you virtue signaled that a little bit to get some like buy-in.
Yeah.
And it's not really true, because he's not that way. That's not even the reason he fights Superman. But why he fights Superman in the comic is so much better than why he fights him in BVS.
What does he say in that interview, though? Does he say it's inspired by it? Or it's
This is my favorite comic of all time, and that's what this Batman is. It's in Joe Rogan. Yeah. And I'm just telling you, I felt very betrayed. Like,
because if it's inspired by it, I see all the DNA of it being inspired by it.
Sure.
I don't think
this is my favorite comic, and
adaptation.
that's the adaptation I wanted to. This is literally.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. So I mean, I'm
sorry. I'm just frustrated thinking about it, because it's like, yes.
If he said it's a direct adaptation,
no, he didn't say direct adaptation, but it's
character.
Like,
I'm not saying the story.
It's like, that's my favorite Batman. That's what I want. He made me think that's what Batman in this comic was, based on how he talked about it in interviews.
Yeah.
That's not entirely his fault. I just was like, coming out today, like over the past few weeks, I've just been like, yeah, I see it. This is kind of problematic. It doesn't make sense that the Joker's not been killed, because if you were to do this faithfully, he would. And if you had leaned into this decision, like, he gives himself credit in his interviews, like, yeah, I have the balls to do it. I'm like, no, you don't, because you didn't kill the Joker. Yeah. You didn't do that. Like, he's not leaning into that. He just does it conveniently where you want to do it. And I like, it's just, to me, it's not as like, it's just like not as cool, or like I'm like can give him the points as much as I could. I don't know. I'm over talking about it.
No, I know what you mean though.
It's just like today, I just thinking back on it, I'm just frustrated.
I think it's interesting.
I think Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is fine though. Mm-hmm. I understand why he did that with Man of Steel. I think everything in Man of Steel but Paul Kent is fine. Yeah. Like, whew.
Okay. All right,
nice.
I think you have one more question. I have one more, right?
Yeah. Whew.
Take a breather after that one.
7.
Thoughts?
No. 7.
7?
Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay?
Absolutely.
Say? 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Feels more like 8, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
What in my hand?
What is in your hand?
Come on.
I don't know if I know what you're talking about here.
All right, we'll move on. You sure it's 7?
What?
Come on.
I'm not getting it.
You're not? Mm-mm. Who wrote this down? I thought you would get it.
I don't think I did.
I don't know who wrote that down then. Some dumb production assistant. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it. inches.
7 inches. That's different. Okay. We're having a totally different conversation now.
Okay.
No comment.
Okay. All right. Can I ask another one then, since I wasted mine on that?
Can I say that no comment in a different way?
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, there we go. 8.
No.
Name an underrated comedy.
A Minecraft. No, I'm just kidding.
I would totally take that answer.
I'm trying to think of something more interesting.
Sure.
I think in today, yeah, that would be a good pick. Underrated comedy. What's really interesting is I like comedies, but it's not like my go-to. So I don't feel like I'm the most well-versed. I feel like all the comedies I'm thinking of are very over or rated. I mean, a Minecraft movie right now I think is a little underrated. I think people are very much not liking this movie. Like critics, it seems like. I think audiences are having fun with it, but I'm just seeing like everybody that I see going like, this movie's just awful. Like, it's not good. Like, there's a couple fun jokes, but it's awful. I thought most of the jokes were funny. I laughed. Second watch, by the way, this week. Doesn't hold up quite as well.
Dang.
But still very fun. I will absolutely give it that. I would probably say it's closer to I'd probably bring it down like a 6.
Wow.
But still a really fun time. I did have a blast watching it again.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with that. Because like I said, I'm trying to think of a movie that I would say is super underrated. Is Hot Rod underrated?
That was going to be my answer. I don't think enough people know about Hot Rod.
I feel like most people just talk about Napoleon Dynamite, or they talk about like
Nice
Will
Guys.
Ferrell
I think is
movies.
one. I think Nice Guys underrated. People don't talk about it enough. It's really good. But Hot Rod's like my number one. Like,
yeah, I don't hear enough people talking about that. I didn't hear anybody really talking about Hot Rod until I started dating Audrey, and her family loves Hot Rod.
Yeah.
But everybody talks about Step Brothers. Everybody talks about the other guys. Everybody, so. Did you see Central Intelligence? Mm-hmm. What do you think about it? I don't think it's that bad.
Oh, do people think it's bad? I was going to tell you that's not underrated. I thought it was very much loved.
I thought people didn't really like it.
Oh.
Maybe I have a different
opinion. Maybe that means that I really liked it. I don't know. I think it's funny.
I think it is pretty funny. All right, you ready?
Yep.
So this is an inspired question by The Matrix. I've got a red pill and I've got a blue pill. You have to take one.
Okay.
Red pill. The Daredevil Netflix series never happened. Blue pill. Guy Ritchie never made The Gentleman. Which pill are you going to choose?
Daredevil.
Really?
Yeah. Daredevil was my favorite TV show of all time, and if The Gentleman's gone, I'll move to Snatch. There's nothing like Daredevil, bro.
So you're going to choose Guy Ritchie never makes Gentleman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because then I can just go down to Snatch.
Wow.
The Gentleman is just a refined version of Snatch.
That's an interesting take. All right. Respectable.
Yeah.
I think it's respectable for you
to
choose.
I don't think it's the greatest movie of all time. I think Daredevil is the greatest show of all time, and the world would be deprived
without it.
Mm-hmm. I'll be sad about The Gentleman, but the world, like the vast majority of people will not be like affected.
Yeah. You think that Daredevil had more effect on the world than The Gentleman did? I think so. I mean, I think just look at where we're at right now with the Daredevil and how relevant it is. So I like it.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all your questions, right?
I have what's your favorite thing about me? But we don't have to do it.
You know what, Christian? It's your dashing good looks, the sex appeal
that
you bring to this.
You're gonna lie about it. All right, let's talk about Daredevil, episode 8. You want to score it? Want to give a score? I think we just go into spoilers, bro.
I think we have to.
Yeah,
I think we just go right into spoilers.
Yeah.
Because the spoilers are going to be what we need to talk about
to
really accurately review this.
I'll give a countdown. I want you to say your score. I'll say my score.
All right.
Or do you want me to go first?
Let me go first.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Our scores for Daredevil episode 8. Our scores for Daredevil Born Again episode 8. 3, 2, 1.
8 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I think it's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
It is the best episode this season, hands down. It feels identical and perfectly integrated from the Netflix series. It's the closest it's ever felt. I think it's pretty much there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think the style of it, the choices that they made feel the most like the Daredevil show. I do feel like there were moments where I kind of felt like it was still a little MCU-y. I'm trying to think of the specific shot. There's a couple shots of Wilson Fisk that I thought felt a little MCU-y, but 95% of this felt very much like the Netflix show. 10 out of 10. Wow. I didn't know if
I think it's a return to form. I think the writing's a masterclass. Like, it feels congruent to the other series where the writing feels all over the place and we're not developing characters. Characters I didn't give a rip about the entire season. I actually give a crap about now.
Daniel.
They did that in one episode.
Yeah.
They did what they couldn't do in 7 episodes in one. Episode,
yeah, because you care about Daniel more.
Yep.
You care about BB.
Yep.
There's something really interesting going on with that, with the uncle. Wonder what that means.
What do you mean, uncle?
You know how the commissioner said, do you know that Wilson Fisk was the #1 suspect?
Do you know who her uncle is?
Is it Hector?
No.
Who was her
Ben
uncle?
Urich.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Sorry. That was sassy of me.
No, you're fine. I was a little confused and I thought, are they leaning into Hector? I can't remember. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Adds motivation for her character and just very interesting. I cared in one episode, I actually bought back into Vanessa and Wilson Fisk.
Absolutely.
Fully. One of the things that brings it down, I think, to an 8 out of 10 for me is, in this one, I'm still not feeling Matt's girlfriend in this one. It's fine, but I'm not like bought into it. Sure. I think some of her scenes with Matt feel a little off. I think it works for what he's trying to do as far as like when he's listening to Wilson Fisk at the ball and things like that. That's all great. I think that's fantastic. But some of her dialogue just feels a little like out of place. Like this is not the time to be saying this.
I agree with you. I think that's more of a hark on how they developed her in the previous episodes than it is this episode.
Maybe.
I don't think they properly cooked that relationship.
Yeah.
But I think everything is fine in this. They just don't do a good enough job previously to set it up.
Yeah.
But I think it's fine. Like I truly think it's fine. I think her feeling that way. Well, I give you the line that is a dumb line where it's like they're both there for themselves. That's stupid. How would you know?
Yeah.
I find it annoying she's not taking his advice on Fisk. But here's the thing:
she's being like really sassy about
going away. So I think she's going away.
Yeah.
They are deteriorating this relationship.
For a reason.
I think she's out of here. So I don't necessarily care. I liked their stuff at the ball.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Let's do spoilers.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of their stuff at the ball. Something you didn't mention. I like his partner his lawyer, his like firm partner. I bought into her way more and cared about her way more. Yeah. Sherry, cared about him way more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the episode 7, they're just trying to make him Foggy. And I'm watching Defenders right now. And in Defenders, Foggy meets with Matt. And he's like, hey, this happened. I can see your knuckles. You went out last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me do it. And it's not, and this is something special. It's not this freaking such tropey crap in superhero stuff where they just complain and complain and complain.
Yeah.
And they act like, this person's got the power to do something about it. And he is.
Yeah.
Stop complaining. Foggy's like, I'm not here to judge you. I know that this is what you want to do.
Yeah.
That you don't want to return to this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you cases to fill your schedule to keep you there's Foggy's taking action to help instead of Sherry just coming in and just being like you're stupid, you're blowing up your life, da 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 da. he's kind of like this in this episode, but they make Matt cool. They put together some puzzle pieces. They answer some questions, so it's not as glaringly annoying.
Yeah.
I love Bullseye in this episode.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Style choices.
The filming?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think?
So good. So good. I love that this episode, clearly, you've got red with Daredevil. You've got Wilson Fisk's white very clearly back. And adding that blue in for Poindexter is so interesting. Oh, it's so good. The scenes like where there's like a shot of him in like the infirmary and it's just kind of the back of him and it's turning to blue. It's like his vision is turning to blue. Oh, that's so freaking cool. I love that choice. I think he's great in this. I was nervous about how they were going to shoehorn him back into this show. So glad that they did it this way. I think it completely makes. Do you think what he does in this show makes some of what happened in episode 1 better? Motivations, reasoning, because we said before it, we don't even know why he killed Foggy.
Yeah.
No clue. So we've never little down on that.
Yeah, I've never thought that he just killed him to get back.
True.
Because he never had an issue with Foggy.
Yes.
He always had an issue with Karen and Matt.
Yes.
So I just never... Or Karen and Daredevil. Like, I've never bought into the fact that... Because Fisk sends him to go kill Karen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So he never knows Matt's identity. He has an issue with Matt and Karen and Daredevil, never Foggy.
Yeah.
People were like telling us he's trying to get even. I just totally disagree. It's been 7 years.
Yes.
What the heck has he been doing all this time to get even now?
There's got to be a reason.
So we always thought there was a reason. There is a reason. I really...
Do you like the reason, though? Does it elevate it?
I do. And I like it even more because... Vanessa 100%. So, what were we just saying? I love the reasoning. I love that Vanessa was the one that hired Bullseye because Vanessa 100% helped fake Foggy's death.
Fake his death?
Yes. Foggy is not dead, and I think I have the line that proves it.
Why?
Because when Matt and Vanessa are dancing, and he's like, "You killed Foggy," what does she say? You need to relax. I think a lot of her conversation with Matt makes it seem like she knows something Matt doesn't, and it's not this like, you know what I mean?
You're right. She does look a little more...
She's like calm down.
And worried.
Calm down. Not breathe.
Not on the defensive.
You don't know something. Like,
oh, it's a good point.
She 100% helped set it up. For some reason, I'm in, dude.
Why would she do it, though?
Don't know. I thought at the beginning Matt's partner might be involved because she was going up against Foggy in his trial.
And they did say that the reasoning behind it is because...
And she was trying to get it out of him.
Yeah.
I think there's something there.
But that would be really interesting for her character, though, to go in with Matt after the time has passed in the firm-wise. You know what I mean?
Huh?
So, like, the character that Matt is now a partner with in the firm is the one that was against Foggy, correct?
Yeah.
So that's a weird choice for her to become partners with Matt after being involved.
I don't think it's that crazy.
You think she's playing the long con?
Sure.
Could be.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm just saying that's something I thought.
Thought
I think there's more on the table here.
I think
Vanessa did not just execute Foggy. I think she helped set up fake his death. I think that's what she's trying to articulate to Matt when she's like, "You need to relax. You need to calm down." Da 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 da. Not, you don't know what you're talking about. You'll never prove it. Like those like classic.
She doesn't go on the defensive.
It's nothing.
She looks scared.
It's nothing emotionally like she doesn't present it at all. She presents it purely as like, you don't have all the information.
Yeah.
You need to relax because Matt's coming in like a bull in a china shop. He's wrecking it. He's in there. He's making accusations, and her response is, "You need to relax."
And we know she's very strong as a character.
Yeah.
Because she's like standing up to Luca throughout the show. She's very much stoic and I ran the business and very strong. So for her to kind of take a more worrisome kind of like sheepish approach, it's out of character for what we've seen.
I feel like she would stand up to Matt in that moment and she doesn't. She's like, you need to relax. I think that she totally helped fake Foggy's death.
Wow.
And if there's anyone to freaking hire to make it look a shot looked deadly, but nowhere to shoot someone,
Yeah.
it would be Bullseye.
I'm so curious to the reasoning, though. I have no clue.
There's a couple. I don't think she would just execute Foggy. I don't think Wilson would either because they had the deal. I don't think Vanessa would make that call personally, having been present during that deal. I feel like she would have honored it.
Yeah.
So
unless there's, and we may get something in episode 9 that really clears that up, and maybe there's another twist that we don't know about. I don't know.
Foggy's not dead. To me, that's 100%. That Matt doesn't know something, hands down.
It does seem that way.
There's an extra element to this, and it's that Vanessa helped fake his death somehow. Whether Foggy's implicated in it, whether she did it to avoid a trial situation, but didn't actually kill him, I don't know. But I don't think he's dead. I think that is proving that he's not dead.
I think that's so interesting. So the last scene where Bullseye takes the shot, what did you think was going to happen?
I thought Heather was getting domed.
You know who I thought was getting domed? Vanessa.
I did initially.
I thought because Matt was realizing that Vanessa was implicated in it, that she was going to get domed. It was going to be motivation for Wilson Fisk to just go berserk. And Matt was going to be like, oh my gosh, the person that I can accuse for this is now dead and I can't bring her to justice. I thought there was going to be some emotional connection there for her dying. I was thinking, not bringing her to justice.
Sure.
I thought that was going to happen. I was actually shocked that Matt walked in front of Wilson Fisk and he was the one that took the bullet. I did not see that coming at all. I thought it would have been Vanessa or it was going to be Heather. Did not think that that Matt was going to take the shot.
Oh, I guess it's only logical. No.
When he was lining up, I thought it's Vanessa or it's Heather.
Bullseye would shoot Fisk, though, because Fisk tried to kill him. He put him in Gen Pop.
Oh, good point.
He would just try and shoot him. I don't think it's that intricate.
Yeah, because he was terrified to go into Gen Pop. Yeah. That's why he wants to talk to Matt.
Right.
So he knows Wilson's trying to kill him. Yeah, that would make sense. The only reason I can see is if for some reason he needed to kill Vanessa to try and silence her from whatever they were scheming or something like that. But you're right. Wilson would be the one that he would aim for because of that. I just didn't think... For some reason, I just thought it was going to be Vanessa. I was just like, I think it's going to be Vanessa.
I did initially, but then I
motivations.
I was thinking about the Foggy stuff, and I was like, no, she's not dying here.
She has more to play here. I just think, here's what I'll say. I think Matt getting shot is interesting. I think I maybe would have liked to see something else happen. I just when that happened, I just thought. I think it's interesting for the character because he takes the bullet for Fisk. I like that. But it's just, I know that there's no real ramifications from this because he's clearly not going to die, obviously.
Oh, have you not seen season 2 stuff?
I've seen some.
Matt Murdock missing posters?
No. I have not seen that. Oh, interesting. How do they work the Punisher into this then?
I'm hoping it's here's what
is Punisher going to go on a rampage because Fisk kills Matt?
So it's missing. I really wish it was Matt Murdock killed and Daredevil's fully out. And that's perfect because Fisk cannot reveal his identity now.
Yeah.
Because he's presumed dead to the public.
Yeah.
So now he can't say anything.
And then Daredevil comes back in the black suit.
Yeah, as Daredevil. Not Matt. It's all Daredevil.
Yeah.
Dude, that would, yes. I don't know.
But the season 2 has been missing posters. Not...
Right, but...
Not an obituary.
But what if he's just in the hospital and recovers and leaves and ditches and suits up and goes? It's 100% gonna be Punisher,
doable.
Daredevil versus Bullseye, which is sick. That's so sick. And the Vigilante Task Force mingled in there. But that's gonna be so cool. I'm so down. But yeah, that's setting up this season 2 where Matt Murdock's missing and he's like on this different like quest and he's not a lawyer. Like that's setting that stuff up. That's what the shot's doing. So I don't have a problem with it. But
he's not going to be out for episode 9 like in a hospital bed.
No. He's coming. No. Oh yeah, he's gonna be in the suit. So I think like if in perfect world Matt Murdock died to the public after that shot
and Punisher just pops off for
Punisher
him
pops off, but Daredevil he comes back as Daredevil. Like he fakes his death and becomes the vigilante and like embraces Daredevil fully for the first time. Yeah. Yes.
We'll see what they do with that though. I'm on board though.
Yeah.
I'm very on board for it. Just back to that moment though, I just thought maybe it would have been more interesting to kill Vanessa, kill Heather, set up some motivations, but man, after what you said, I think that is really interesting. I think that makes me like it so much better. Yeah. Oh, that's
Would you raise your score?
Yeah, probably like a 9 out of 10. That was one of the choices that I was like, I think it's cool, but I'm not sold on it. I think if they execute it well in 9, this is going to be an even better episode to me, probably. I'm probably like a little nervous about how they're going to do it, but if the writing in this episode continues, which it sounds like because they said episode 8 and 9 are the best ones, then they might land this plane.
Oh, yeah. The writing feels on par, the acting feels on par, the characters feel on par with what you would expect. It's cohesive.
It's paced
they do
well.
In what episode that they could not accomplish in 7. Holy cow.
Yeah,
it's just perfect. Like it could not, in my opinion, cannot really be improved upon that much. I think it's as perfect as it's going to get. I think, you're right. Vanessa's like little switch, but I think like they're going to be on the outs.
Yes.
So either you kill her or you deteriorate their relationship. Yeah. We don't know that for sure. I'm just saying if Matt's missing, he's not implicating Vanessa in any of this. Or, Heather in any of this.
Heather,
so I can get over that. Gosh, it just feels right. It feels like the other show. Mm-hmm. It feels congruent. It's what I would expect the show to be. There's a lot of freaking awesome things in here. Going back to Josie's, lots of my gosh, that Adam stuff. I was like, this is so cheesy.
Oh my gosh,
this is so cheesy and corny. I don't like this. And then, oh wow, yes,
it works very well.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And the first time they get announced at that ball as Wilson and Vanessa being the first time they're on a united front in the show is great. Masterclass writing.
Good
10 out of 10.
Arc. Absolutely. Yeah.
Peak.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I mean, I will say, let me give credit to what the show has been trying to do as far as the therapy, talking through Adam, the betrayal, all of that. Like, I'll give it credit. For this to happen in this episode, it does make me go, I understand what they were trying to do here. And for it to end this way, for them to enter the ball, finally unite, I think it's such a good use of the character. It feels like the characters.
Yeah.
It feels like Wilson would be like, we're back, we're unified. I saw everything I needed to see. And she knew to prove to him, this is what I needed to do. And they're back linked. I'm just like, that just feels so much like they're characters that we established in the Netflix show. In this episode, I feel like it's the best we've gotten of those two.
Absolutely. This is the episode 9 reflects the tender love and care I wanted to see go into this show. We care about these characters. We care about elevating the writing. We want to do something interesting. Yeah. We want to tell a great story. We want to have a twist.
Some style.
We want to develop people and introduce things and not just shoehorn crap in. Yeah. That's what this episode is. They do it masterfully. Oh my gosh. It's so evident that it's not reshot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's completely evident that this was A to Z, or we're in the middle. I guess like it's its own arc, 8 and 9. But it's clear they had a plan from the beginning. I swear, you like all the characters so much more. BB, Daniel, people that are just kind of like, you like them so much more.
Absolutely.
Everybody you like more.
I understand them more.
Everyone is better in this episode, hands down. Everyone's better. Matt is so good. Like him snapping at the client is fantastic. Yeah. The stuff at Josie's is so great.
Yep.
His conversations with Heather are great. The bullseye Matt conference room cell setup.
Very good.
Just shut up.
So good. Cut the tension with a knife. Oh, it felt great.
Slamming his head down.
And then saying, guard, he was bashing his head on the floor, and he's like,
So cool.
You psychopath. Oh, it's so good. Because he knows the system.
There's not cameras in there because it's attorney-client privilege
yeah.
before someone complains about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so sick.
Very good episode.
It's so good. I think it's easy 10 out of 10. Maybe not compared to the other show, but in this series, in the context of this, people gave episode 6 a 10 out of 10. This makes episode 6 look like an underdeveloped, undercooked piece of chicken that's like pink and gonna give you salmonella. Okay, this is the feast. This is the steak dinner here. Yes. This is how you do, there's not action in this episode. So all the people who wanted to throw, we just don't see enough action. No, I think this is the best episode in the show.
And it's primarily dialogue.
It's primarily dialogue, but it's the characters being the characters we know them to be from the Netflix series. And they give a crap here. Absolutely. And it's because it's not reshot. It's because they're not trying to, basically bring the tone way down with Muse and do Muse kind of. This just doesn't feel shoehorned in.
I don't need the tone to come down through Muse if I'm getting this tone consistently throughout the entire show. Yeah. I don't need it. The dialogue carries it. I mean, the scenes carry it. The characters carry it. I don't have to have all the flashy action. We get the moments.
Yeah. What'd you think about the dancing scene with Fiskin talking to Matt?
Oh, I loved it.
That's so good.
Oh, when Wilson starts talking under his breath, knowing that Matt can hear him, I thought, dude, they get it.
They get it.
And that's the first time I feel like, aside from maybe the diner scene between them early on, that's the first time in a while I felt like, oh, they get these characters. This is a use of the powers. It's a use of Wilson Fisk, them knowing each other. It's so good. Because I'm like, he just says it under his breath, and I'm like, gosh, that's so freaking good. That's such good writing for these characters. And then for them to switch using the dancing, I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
I love it.
I think it's good. That's
something I really liked was, it's something no one's going to give a crap about, but it's something I noticed because it is cool that Fisk really doesn't know the extent of Matt's abilities. Matt knows, or Fisk knows, yes, Fisk knows that Matt is Daredevil, but he doesn't know that Matt can hear him through other rooms, I don't think. You know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think back through.
I don't think he would know that.
You would have watched it more recently than me.
So I that's something I just don't I think he probably think I'm safe going into this conference room.
Yes.
So it's something you're using the character well. You're using their powers. He actually uses his powers in this.
Yes. Yeah.
One of the things I was like, should he use could he have used his abilities on Bullseye? Let me ask you that. Do you think he could have used in the interview, when they were talking? Yeah. Could Matt have used his abilities on Bullseye to draw a better conclusion than what he does?
I don't think necessarily, because I wonder if it would be skewed because Bullseye's currently just so anxious that he's going to die that he's just kind of doing whatever he can to get out of it. So he's trying to leverage it. So I almost think maybe Matt would know, I'm not going to get an accurate vibe from him or an accurate reading from him because he's in such this weird scenario.
So my thought was,
maybe it doesn't work that way, but
this is my headcanon, is that because he's such he's so accurate, he's obviously a master of himself.
Yes. He's got in full control over his,
That's what I choose to think. If he can be that accurate, I think he has got full control.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, but couldn't Matt could be like, was it Fisk? And based on heart rate, how he responds, whether he answers or not, it should be telling. But I think
to Bullseye, your point, people can fake a lie detector.
Right, but I think Bullseye has the bodily control, hence just being being deadly accurate like he is, to be able to control himself that well.
Yeah,
now,
I think it makes sense.
Argument is, why would he know he would need to do that? Because he doesn't know Matt's Daredevil? True. But I don't care.
It's fine. Whatever. Maybe that's context I don't really need to care about. I think it works. I think
I just choose to believe he's a master of himself, and he just doesn't even need to think about it. That's just how I think about him. He's the he has the most bodily like control, which would make sense just from him being able to throw things with 100% accuracy.
Yes, yeah.
If you can pin a fly to a wall with a paperclip, I'm pretty sure you could get past the lie detector test.
Control your bodily functions. Man,
Daniel, I liked so much more. He's so interesting. I just like him. Like, I really was never sold on him. I didn't like him at all. I love how the vibe he's given off.
Yes, yeah. His stuff with BB is really
good.
They
made BB so much better.
So much more interesting.
Oh my gosh, she became super cool.
Yeah, very cool. The dynamic with Daniel and the like chief of staff, I can't remember her name, but the other one, very interesting, new kind of dynamic because he's coming into the deputy mayor of communications role. I like some of how they're playing off of each other because she's like, hey, not against you, but I don't think so. And he's just confident enough to be like, I don't really care. You know, I thought we were on different sides. I don't know anymore. Like, I like that stuff. I think it makes his character so much more interesting. The stuff with BB and the commissioner, love that.
So good.
Thought it was very good. I've been kind of wondering how they were going to play the commissioner throughout the show because they kind of set him up to be very much against Fisk. And I think this is a really good way to kind of bring him in, especially with the task force just kind of doing whatever the heck they want to do, essentially. And him just being like, you can't do this. Like, this is not what cops do. And they're like, I don't care. I don't answer to you. I think it's an interesting angle for the commissioner to kind of be engaged into this. Not saying he's going to do a whole lot more with it in the next episode, but for this one and the dynamic, I thought it worked.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they just, all of these characters, they just make you care so much more about them. And I think to your point, like, I didn't really care about Daniel. Now I do. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see how. I care
about the partner lawyer thing. Now I
kind of do. I did kind of care about her. I think at times, like, there was definitely episodes where I was kind of like, you're just kind of here to be here. But early on, I think is when I kind of cared about her. Then she kind of went away, and now we're back. So I kind of just care about her again, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. But she has some good moments with Matt.
I think she's involved.
I just don't think they really imply enough.
No, I don't. I think that's like, it's supposed to be subtle enough.
That would be a crazy
I think there's
twist.
a reason she's talking to Foggy at the bar.
Yeah, it is too much of a coincidence for it not to matter. I just don't know what the implication is.
I'm not saying it's for sure. I'm just saying we're within the realm of possibility. That'd be sick.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
What a crazy twist.
Yeah.
If she is somehow implicated in it, and that would really destroy Matt's world because it's the person he's partnered with in the firm. That's going to go away. Obviously, he's not going to keep working with her. So maybe that sets up some of the Matt's missing. He's on a different quest. He's not lawyering, kind of what you said. I think it'd be insane. I don't know if they'll do it.
I don't think they will. I'm just saying it's
in the realm of possibility. Yeah. Absolutely. I think you're right.
I think it's interesting she's trying to get certain things out of him.
Yeah.
And it's played off as harmless.
Yeah. She's prying like a little too much.
I think so.
She's like, what's wrong with you? You seem off.
I think she's involved, man. I think it's possible. I'm not saying for sure.
Lock in your bets, boys.
I think if Vanessa is protecting, like, is be like, Matt, there's got to be a twist here.
There's a bigger game.
There's a bigger
more
game.
People involved.
Someone's playing.
You just don't know.
Right. Wouldn't it be so interesting if she worked for, like, Vanessa and Fisk, or Vanessa the whole time and, like, kept tabs on Matt?
Oh, that'd be so crazy.
Oh my gosh, that'd be insane. I'm like so down. Up until this episode, how were you feeling about Jerry?
He's just kind of been there.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I felt.
Why wouldn't it be Officer Mahoney? Someone else, another podcast talked about this, but it's something I was thinking about because I am rewatching the entire show. Like, I've just rewatched Punisher. He's in Punisher.
You're right.
He's in a lot of Daredevil. I'm not going to touch on it too long because another podcast discussed this in length.
Yeah. That's interesting, though.
I think that's a better pool.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit more buy-in and to be more interesting. I'm not going to talk about it too much, though. But I'll give them credit, the Escape Pod guys. They're the one who said it first. It's something I definitely thought about. I just never voiced. Because I was always comparing Sherry with Foggy because they were using that like the same.
That voice of reason.
But I think, like, to their point, I think it could have been Officer Mahoney, and that would have been a little bit better.
Yeah,
but
the dynamic might have been a little bit better.
Sure.
Cher's just been there. Like, he's had some good kind of grounding moments for Matt Murdock's character. Like, he's had some dialogue, but sometimes he just comes in and I'm like, dude, you're just beating him. Like, this is a little much.
Being annoying.
Yeah, you're just kind of being annoying. Like, Matt gets it. You don't agree with this. Like, he doesn't care anymore. So why do you keep beating him over the head about it? But like early episodes, there's some good dialogue between them that I think kind of keeps Matt grounded. But he's just been kind of there. I think he's just kind of a character that Matt uses when he needs him, essentially.
What do you think about the them bringing back the aspect ratio stuff?
Oh, I love it. I'm so down for that. It just adds. That's what this episode does. It takes creativity, it takes style, and brings it back to the show. It's been lacking in this show. And the stuff with Bullseye, the stuff with the aspect ratio, I mean, it just has all the DNA that we love from the Netflix show that's been missing. Like, we've gotten moments of it throughout the show, certain episodes early on, but like everything that we've done with Muse feels very MCU villainy. It feels very just different. And this is what this episode brings all of that back for me. And so that to me just elevates it even more. I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. That just, with the music and the aspect ratio, it's slow. It's honing in on this one specific moment that's very vital, done so well.
It feels like the first 10 minutes of the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does.
Man, it's so good. We called it. We called our shot.
Yeah.
We said these are going to be really good.
Be the best ones.
They're being reshot.
And I have... shout out to Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox for like setting it up that way. I think they're exactly right so far. Yeah. We'll see what episode 9, how it lands the plane.
It is.
But I think if they are saying 8 and 9, 8 is this good, 9's going to follow suit. Absolutely. I can't imagine it doesn't. I will
be Daredevil season 3, season 1, Born Again episodes 8 and 9, season 2.
You called that too.
I have no issue saying that. If 9 lands the plane, I think it's going to. I'm just going to be like, yep. And you know what? Yeah. I don't like Muse. If they bring it back, awesome. I'm sure they'll do it right.
You know what I thought of after this episode? I thought, I can't wait for the cut where somebody cuts out all the Muse stuff, just adds in a little couple subtle things, and we just get like a condensed version of this, and it's going to be so much better.
So true.
Like the Obi-Wan cut that you sent me that I never watched.
That's a crazy cut. Shout out that guy.
Yeah, honestly.
But yeah, no, it's very.
Good episode.
I think it's fantastic. It's
easily
the best.
Great episode.
Easily the best one. It's up there. It matches the quality of the Netflix series for the first time, honestly, through and through.
I think it
beginning to end, it is the same quality of writing, character development, acting, shots, like cinematography.
Yeah.
It's all there. Dialogue, it's on par.
Did I give 1 or 2 9 out of 10? I don't think I ever did. I think the highest, I think it was 7 and then 8, right? Yeah. I was going to say, because if I gave 2 a 9 out of 10, I would need to rethink it.
Oh, no.
Because
I did give 2 9 out of 10.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd probably go back and say 1, I'd keep it 7 out of 10. I would probably say 2 is an 8 out of 10. Because this is definitely better. So I would probably have to shift that around a little bit. I'd keep this at 9 out of 10, just barely under a 10 out of 10, just for the couple things that bothered me, probably a little bit more than you. And then I would bring 2 down to an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because this is clearly, when you said this is the best episode, I'm like, yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think this is clearly the best episode.
Hands down.
Yeah.
It's like if you rated 6 to 10 out of 10, like a lot of people are like 5 at like. They said 5. A lot of people said really like 5.
Yeah.
I think this is way better than 5, but in a different way.
Yeah.
It's just written more closely to home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Gosh, we're so back.
Yeah.
It feels good.
This do be peak.
It feels good. This is.
Oh yes.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
I can't wait for episode 9.
9's gonna be sick.
9 is gonna be great.
Oh, we totally called it.
We did. Dude, good for us. Good for us.
Yes.
So please give us credit in the comments.
Yeah. We have done that a few times.
This is not the first time.
I did not think it was that crazy, for us to be like, there's no way they're going to do Muse right in 7 because of how they've done it in 6.
Yeah, that's not that crazy.
That's how they introduce them. They're not going to do it right in 7.
They're not just going to switch to peak writing all of a sudden.
No.
If if they've set up a character this way, it's not going to just drastically change. And then we're going to go, oh my gosh, Muse has fixed everything's fine.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly why they should have done it like that. No one was going to have those thoughts.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, episode 8 is fantastic.
Yes.
It's on par. It's what we want. As when you say you're picking up Daredevil, that's what we want.
Yes.
8. That's what season 2 is going to be, baby.
Yes.
It's just, oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good thought. If we're away from reshoots and we get a season 2 of this level, oh my gosh, we're gonna be so back.
Yeah, I'm like, yep, Born Again, make season 2, Daredevil season 4. Like call it season 4,
yes, yeah.
and make this the Born Again special of bringing him in, and then be like, this is Daredevil season 4, baby.
4. That would be crazy.
Edit down Born Again into a movie.
Give us that.
Yeah, because you could pull those scenes and be done.
Yep.
And edit it down into a nice little movie, and then let's nice little 3-hour movie, and let's do
officially Daredevil season 4.
Yes,
he's back, but now we're getting a new season.
Back in black. I'm so excited.
This is gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
I love it. It feels good.
Oh yeah, finally we get to glaze it. Finally.
Yes.
Finally. And you know what? Everyone's probably gonna hate it.
They're gonna say, honestly, worst episode we've gotten so far. I'm really disappointed with how they're gonna finish this show. Probably like maybe 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Just doesn't hold a candle to 5. Episode 5 or
doesn't hold a
6.
candle to how they did Muse, man. It's just
honestly, Muse is a better villain than Wilson Fisk. I'm saying it right now.
They developed more.
Felt him more. He's more interesting.
We were wrong about something with Muse.
Yeah.
He was doing Taekwondo before the instructor. People pointed that out.
Oh, I missed that.
Well, I'm not gonna.
No.
Yes, he said they made me compete in Taekwondo, which implies that he. And then the next line is then they hired the #1 Taekwondo instructor and they trained him for 3 months
later.
So he was doing Taekwondo. I still don't think he should body Daredevil the way he does, especially when he fights Daredevil better than some of the hand ninjas.
Especially when she has the line that says, like, do you still do Taekwondo? And he's like, no. Which just implies that he hasn't kept up with it.
Yeah.
It implies that he's looking at other things.
Since he was 16.
So if he was like, I don't know how the line would work, but if he says something along the lines of, like, I keep myself sharp, or something better than that,
I still don't think it's good, but we were wrong because we were like, he only did Taekwondo for 3 months. We're incorrect.
I got you.
So I'm just admitting.
So he has more experience.
I am admitting, yes, it's correct. I still don't think it's a good explanation.
No.
Especially when you have Matt, who is said to be by the greatest martial artist in the Marvel Universe to be the most skilled fighter they have ever seen. That puts Muse on such a higher level than he should be based on the training, hands down.
Or based on just the explanation.
Yeah.
Give me something more to understand why he's on par with it.
Yeah. He barely puts up more of a fight, or Iron Fist barely puts up more of a fight than...
Yeah.
So that's just... We're a little... Now, that's
fine.
not... Now, Iron Fist has got its problem, but I'm just saying... Matt's considered to be one of the most skilled fighters the Chase has ever seen, which is the organization who fights the Hand, which is up there with Kun Lung and the people who train Iron Fist, who's probably the greatest martial artist in the MCU or Marvel Universe.
Yes.
Marvel
Universe,
anything.
Yeah.
Daredevil's considered to be the most skilled fighter they've ever seen. Yeah. So he just should not be able to fight Matt like that. Yeah. The Taekwondo explanation just isn't enough. But we were wrong. I'm admitting it. Yeah, we're wrong.
It's fine.
I
still don't think it works.
I don't think it's obvious enough that that's the case. Because why did I just say how long he's been practicing Taekwondo?
Yeah. He's been training for 6 years, 8 years, or something like that.
It's really subtle. We watched that scene twice before we talked about it. We still didn't catch it until someone pointed it out. Shout out to you. You totally deserve the credit there. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
And I did give them their flowers. I said, you are right. I still don't think it's that good of an explanation.
But you're right,
But yeah, so...
You know what character would fit great into the Daredevil universe? What? Taskmaster.
Yeah, let's move on.
Only reason I thought about that was somebody who could, on par, fight with Matt and have a good reason. Taskmaster would be cool. Not the MCU Taskmaster. Oh. I mean, bring in something different. Okay. Do something very way better.
I was like, no.
No. Not Black Widow Taskmaster. Like, do a very fun... like more grounded, like comic book version. I just made me think about that because of the fighting. But Good episode.
Loved
oh man,
it's so good.
I'm so excited for next week now.
It's so good.
I think it's gonna be a better episode than 8.
Oh man, the color grading to blue with Bullseye is such a masterclass in just cinematography, and
it ends with Matt turning red. All of it. Oh, it's so good.
Matt turns red. Bullseye is blue. Let's go. Let's freaking go, dude. We finally get to be hyped about it. Oh my gosh.
Yes. It does feel good.
It feels so good.
A week of bliss.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Oh man. We don't just hate to hate.
We can recognize when something is good because we love it.
Like Minecraft.
Love this episode. Like Minecraft.
This episode's so good.
It is a really good one.
So, but yeah, those are our thoughts.
Yeah.
We have Discord. We'd love to talk to you about this episode in Discord. I'll be hopping in there a little bit before I hit the hay tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we got people chatting with us about it. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram.
Instagram, Spotify, YouTube.
We'll omit Spotify until I get caught up.
That's probably smart.
We're I only have 5 things in there.
Oh my gosh, and we've done a lot.
They take 8 hours to upload.
Holy crap. That's intense. Why? It's an MP3 file, right? Oh, well,
no,
you
I'm
upload
doing
the
the
video
video
now. That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot Spotify has that feature.
I'm going to get on top of it. I just need to basically choose 5 days where I'm not going to need the computer and do it. But yeah, I want to get updated on there because people have been, we have 47 streams on there. I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Almost 50 people have went and streamed our stuff off there.
Yeah.
And I do like that option.
Yeah.
So they can download it. They can,
Yeah.
So we'll get caught up on there.
Yeah. But check out everything else: Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on the Discord. Enter the conversation. We'd love to see you there.
All right. Well, is that a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
We're seeing Warfare tomorrow. Pumped about that.
Warfare tomorrow. Yes.
That'll come out Friday.
Very pumped about it.
Yeah.
I am so nervous. Not that it's going to be a bad movie, but that this is going to be a stressful movie. I think this is going to be a tough experience.
You think we'll walk out with PTSD appreciation?
Absolutely. We'll get it.
Whoa, Brandon.
I'm not the first person to say that. You are.
Oh, I know.
I just I've seen the marketing stuff, and I've just been this is going to be stressful.
I agree.
Because I got stressed at that last scene in Civil War, and I was like, this feels like it's going to be way worse. But I think it's going to be good.
I'm excited.
But we're excited to see it. We're seeing it a little early from the AMC early screening. Pumped about it. We'll talk about it. Very
It'll
cool.
be out Friday.
All right. Sweet.
Enjoy your Wednesday.
That's a wrap, baby.